In the competitive lanes of East German swimming, only a small number of names reached global recognition, while many others trained, raced, and represented their system away from the spotlight. The pressure within that environment was immense, shaped by expectations of performance and depth of talent across every age group. What does it mean to dedicate years to elite sport when recognition remains limited to records, rosters, and memories rather than medals? This documentary explores the documented competitive path of Katrin Meissner and what her career represents behind the medal. Katrin Meissner emerged as a competitive swimmer within the structured sports system of the German Democratic Republic, a system that placed heavy emphasis on early talent identification, technical development, and national depth. Swimming was one of the GDR's strongest Olympic and international sports, supported by centralized clubs, state-sponsored training programs, and a clear hierarchy of competition from youth levels to national teams. Available public records place Meissner among swimmers active during the later decades of the GDR's existence. Like many athletes of her generation, her progression followed a standardized path: regional competition, advancement through age group championships, and selection into higher performance training environments. These stages were essential gateways for any swimmer aiming to compete at national or international level. While not all athletes advanced to Olympic finals or world championship podiums, the internal competition within East German swimming was intense. National championships often featured fields deep enough that reaching a final itself represented elite status. For swimmers like Meissner, consistent performance at domestic events was both a measure of success and a prerequisite for continued inclusion in top training groups. The documented record suggests that Meissner competed in recognized swimming events under the GDR system, though without widely recorded international medals or Olympic appearances. This absence of global results is not unusual. The depth of talent in East German swimming meant that many capable athletes remained within national squads or reserve selections, contributing to relay pools, training camps, and competitive depth without becoming internationally prominent. Training during this era emphasized technique, race discipline, and repetition. Swimmers followed regimented schedules that balanced pool work, dryland conditioning, and competition preparation. Progress was measured incrementally, with performance data carefully tracked over time. Advancement depended not only on times but also on consistency, adaptability, and the ability to meet selection standards in a highly competitive environment. For Meissner, participation in this system reflects a high level of athletic commitment. To reach documented national-level competition within GDR swimming required years of structured training and resilience. Even athletes without international medals were part of a broader ecosystem that sustained the program's overall strength and reputation. As the 1980s progressed, East German sport continued to evolve amid changing political and social conditions. For many athletes, including swimmers whose careers remained largely domestic, this period introduced uncertainty about long-term opportunities and athletic futures. Competitive careers were often relatively short, shaped by selection cycles and the constant emergence of younger talent. Following the end of her competitive years, Katrin Meissner did not become a public figure in international sport. Like many former athletes of the GDR system, her post-competitive life appears to have moved outside the spotlight. Public records do not indicate a high-profile coaching role or continued involvement at elite international level, which again reflects the reality for many athletes whose careers concluded without global recognition. What remains clear is that her athletic career was part of a larger collective effort. GDR swimming relied not only on champions but also on a broad base of disciplined competitors who raised standards internally and sustained competition quality. These athletes formed the foundation upon which international success was built, even when their own names remained less visible. Katrin Meissner's athletic story is not one defined by podiums or headlines, but by participation in one of the most competitive swimming systems of its era. Her career reflects the dedication required to reach national-level competition and the reality that elite sport includes many contributors whose efforts are rarely remembered publicly. Behind the medal lies a wider story of discipline, commitment, and acceptance of outcomes beyond personal acclaim. Careers like Meissner's remind us that sport is sustained not only by champions, but by all those who train, compete, and give their best within demanding systems. If you value thoughtful sports history and stories beyond the spotlight, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to Behind the Medal, This video contains AI-generated images. They are used only for creative illustration and may not represent the athlete's exact appearance.